Hello everybody and welcome to the channel and welcome to the Ultimate Racing League. This is the beginning of our much anticipated Wednesday evening challenge. It is a multi-class, so we have GR1 cars and GR3 cars on the track at the same time. Now if you've watched any of the Saturday multi-class races, you will know that these can get pretty exciting. Should be even more exciting today as we're on quite a small track, but we'll come on to that in a minute. I do want to say a quick thank you to our sponsors, and that is W.GG, the energy drink for gamers, and also Eldridge Air Conditioning. As I say, they are our sponsors for this season, so thank you to those guys for helping us out. And also I'll get a quick one in. If you do enjoy this content, if you can hit that like button, and if you've not already subscribed to the channel, please do so. It does help us out a lot, so yeah, I'd appreciate that. And thank you to everybody that has subscribed. I really do appreciate it. So on to the race itself. As I say, excuse me, we are over in Spain. We're at Catalunya at Montmelio, just outside Barcelona. Now this track has got a few layouts. Excuse me, we're on the Catalunya, the GP1 with no chicane, because obviously we've got the GR1 cars that are extremely quick. It's probably not a good idea to have that tight chicane just before we get through to turn 14. Sorry, I'm right frogging my throat this morning. It's 2.8 miles, so without the chicane there's 14 turns. It's quite a small track, quite a narrow track, so yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how the guys get on. Random weather, so hopefully there's no rain. Just a quick one about the race itself. All tyre compounds are to be used, so that's the mediums, hards and softs, and all of them have to be used for a minimum of 2 laps. So there will definitely be stops, but I'm sure there will be stops more for fuel than tyres. It's a rolling start, and that's pretty much it, really. It's really is as simple as that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down the grid order. This is after qualifying, so the guys did 10 or 15 minutes qualifying, I can't remember now, and this is the order they're on. And as you can see, we've got Fitzy in the Martini Porsche there, he's on pole position. Then we've got Woodrow in second. Matt 73 is in third. Brian Moncani is fourth on the grid. Smoky Tom is fifth. Neil Farmack sixth. Fazer is seventh, and that's the GR1 cars, as you would expect, all in front of the GR3s. So the first of the GR3 cars, we have Derview 86 or Derg in the Mercedes there. He's in 8th or 1st, whichever way you want to look at it. We've got Osman in 9th. Then we've got Unforgiven in 10th, Biggie 11th, C Brown is 12th, Stealth is 13th, Slowpoke is 14th, and Grasshopper is 15th. Now the reason Grasshopper is all the way down in 15th, he had some issues with qualifying, and I don't think it would let him into the lobby, or there was some problem anyway, so Grasshopper was unable to get a fast lap in. So that's why he finds himself all the way down at the back, but I'm sure he won't be there for long. For those that know Grasshopper, he is a quick guy, and he'll want to get on with it and get a move on through the pack. So we'll get this race started. It is 38 laps. I've mentioned already it's a rolling start, as Fitzy heads towards the start finish, and he gets us underway down towards the first turn. Now I have got some names for these turns, and strangely enough the first part are all named after cars or manufacturers. So turn 1 is called Elf. It's a bit of a chicane. It's a right and a left-hander, as we see Fitzy taking that no problem at all. He's got Woodrow just behind him with Matt 73. I keep going to call you Girk. I won't, I'll call you Matt. It's sitting in third. Brian Moncani is in fourth. Then we've got Fazer. Fazer's moved up into fifth, so good start from Fazer. Neil Farmack in sixth. Smoky Tom seventh. So that's the GR1 cars, and they're already opening up quite a gap, as I say, as you would expect. Although this is probably not the best track for these guys. So the first of the GR3 cars, we've got Derg in 8th or 1st. This is more a track for these guys, albeit still very small. So Derg is in 8th, Osman is in 9th, Unforgiven in 10th. Then we've got C Brown, then Biggie, then Slowpoke, no, Stealth, then Slowpoke, sorry. Got ahead of myself there. And then Grasshopper still down there in 15th at present. Oh, Slowpoke already picking up a penalty. There are quite a few penalty spots around this this track, so we'll keep an eye out for them. Fitzy already opening up quite a lead. Now remember, the tyres, they do have to use each compound, so we will have a look at the tyres. Fitzy choosing to go with the softs, and he is making them work in these early stages of the race. He's opening up a bit of a gap. Woodrow going for the mediums. Then we've got Matt also on the softs. He's just behind Woodrow, so he's not going to let him get too far away, is he? We've got Brian Moncarney. He's coming under a bit of pressure from Neil Farmer. Oh, Brian, what's happened to Brian? No, he was carrying a penalty. He's got that half a second penalty, and if we have a look behind, we've got Neil Farmack, and was it here? He just seemed to be unable to slow the car down. Neil Farmack pulls to the inside. Yeah, unfortunately, Brian just could not get the car slowed down and ended up in the kitty litter, so that's unfortunate for Brian. He's down in 7th now, and he's got that half second. It won't affect his track position at the minute, but he has got some work to do if he wants to catch up. But Brian choosing to go with the hard tyres to start with, wants to get them out of the way. I've just noticed somebody else with a penalty, and it's Phaser. So Phaser, he's just coming up to the penalty zone. You can see it's just after turn 8, in between turn 8 and 9. Sorry, it's between 9 and 10. I lost my position on the track then. Oh, as Phaser goes very wide into turn 10. That's, I think that's called Lacay. Okay, those that watch regularly will know my pronunciation is pretty pants for anything other than the British tracks. I will work on it, I promise. As we watch Phaser then heading towards the start finish line to start lap 3. It's now, talking of the laps, it is a 38 lap race, but that is only for the GR1 cars. As soon as they completed the 38 laps, and that's pretty much race over, so it will be around sort of 32, 33, I would imagine, for the GR3 cars. And talking of the GR3 cars, Osman has managed to get himself in front of Derg and moves up into 8th or 1st. It's going to get very confusing, I know, but Osman in the Supra. He's on the medium tyres as well, so doing okay. Derg on the hards, currently sitting in 9th with his Napa livery on that AMG. Then we've got Unforgiven carrying a penalty and coming under pressure from C Brown in the Porsche. C Brown going on the inside. I've lost my map. So C Brown gets himself through there as Unforgiven has to drop him to 11th as they go through turn 6 and 7. Turn 7 is named Worth, but is the German spelling, W-U-R, so it's through Worth. Up towards turn 9, camps up. You can just see Unforgiven just about to serve his penalty as he did so, and then it is into, we're going to call it Lakaya, is turn 10. So C Brown now up to 10th, Unforgiven dropping in 11th. Then we've got Grasshopper, who's already made his way up into 12th. Remember, he started right at the back. So Grasshopper now up into 12th. We've got Slowpoke. Oh, Slowpoke getting in the kitty litter there. No, he's going to pick up a penalty for that. Coming under a lot of pressure from Stealth. And Stealth getting in the slipstream. Let's go on board with Stealth, shall we? Slowpoke trying to break that slipstream, goes defensive on the inside. Stealth really not that bothered to follow him. So into turn 1, Elf, trying to get that car slowed down so he can make this right there left-hander, and then around Renault, which is turn 3, this very long sweeping right-hander. You can see Stealth now pulls to the inside. He's going to put a challenge in as they get to turn 4, which is Repsol. And it looks like Stealth has got through. No, he's not. Slowpoke's still hanging it around the outside. He's now on the inside as they go into Seat, which is turn 5. And Slowpoke still manages just to hold on to that lead ahead of Stealth. Down the hill they go, around the left-hander, through turn 7, up through turn 8, and then into turn 9. You want to avoid that stuff on the right hand side, and then again the stuff on the left hand side as well. And then it is hard on the brakes at turn 10 for this very tight left hander. Little bump in the road as we go through turn 11, and then you swing it round to turn 12, up to turn 13. Now this is where the chicane would normally be, but we're not having this one, and then through turn 14 and back onto the start finish to start lap 5 for these guys. So Stealth unable to get onto the back of Slowpoke. He's on the mediums. Biggie is into the pit, so Biggie has decided he's got the hard tyres on. He's decided he's had enough of them. He's done his mandatory 2 laps on the hard tyres, so Biggie has come in. He's going to get rid of them. So let's just get back up and have a look and see what's going on at the top. Fitzy is still out in front, and he's still got Woodrow not that far behind, so Woodrow doing a good job of keeping up. Then we've got Neil Farmack. He's on the racing softs. You can see his tyres really start to wear down now. We're on lap 6 for these guys, and Neil Farmack's front left tyre is looking very worn. They're going to be okay for fuel, I think, these guys. Like I said at the beginning, it's more tyres that's going to wear out, but Neil Farmack looking fantastic in that livery there. Currently in 3rd. Then we've got Matt in 4th. He's also on the soft tyres. Another fantastic livery. All the guys, I think, have been doing the liveries themselves, so well done to the guys for that. But Matt, his front left is I'd say 55% gone, so you're going to have to keep an eye on that. Then we've got Smoky Tom in 6th. He's coming under a challenge from Brian Moncani. So Brian Moncani having a great recovery. He came off earlier and ended up in the gravel, and he's managed to get himself back up to 5th, just ahead of Smoky Tom. But Smoky is keeping hold of him. He's on the hard tyres, is Smoky Tom. Let's have a look. Brian Moncani also on the hard. So them two having a fantastic battle as they go around turn 10 up through 11. And you can see there's a bit of a flurry into the pits now. Fitz is in. Neil Farmack is in. That means Woodrow has stayed out on the medium tyres and has taken up the lead of this race. He's got Matt just behind him. He's on the softs. He's decided he can get another lap out of them. So he's obviously feeling comfortable with the grip. So Matt slotting into 2nd. Brian Moncani in 3rd. Brian's okay for tyres on the hards. So he's had a great last couple of laps as Brian. You can see where he came off. He had that 138. Now he's done a 32, 31, 31, 32. So Brian doing well to get himself back up into 3rd. Smoky Tom sitting comfortable in 4th at the minute. He's also on the hard tyres, and well, they've hardly worn at all, have they? Phaser in 5th. I know Phaser was a bit worried about these cars coming into this race. I don't think he'd driven the GR1s before, but he's doing okay. I'll try not to curse it too much, as I've seen the back end putting in a little bit of a complaint to Phaser there, but he held on to it. So Phaser doing well in 5th. He's on the hard tyres as well, so yeah. doing a good job considering how worried he was coming into this race, but I hope he's enjoying himself in there. Then we've got Neil Farmack in 6, having well, has he made a stop? I think he has made a stop. He's now on a fresh set of medium tyres. We can just see our second guy in second. Oh, we've got, oh, who's that? It's Smoky Tom. Now let's have a look and see what's happened to Smoky Tom as we go around turn 10 through 11, and then this sweeping right-hander, which is turn 12. Oh, and he's just lost it there. A bit too keen on the power, I think, with Smoky Tom. That's unfortunate. Now, is it going to cost him any spaces? He's a bit cautious coming on, so well done to Smoky Tom for that. He's not just come straight back onto the track. So well done to Tom for that. You can just see the first of the, well, not the first, but a Group 1 car coming. So Smoky Tom into the pits then. Matt's in the pits as well. He's now on his way out. So let's just go down the order. So Dirk in, so let's have a look then. Osman in 8th. Looks like he's carrying a penalty, and he's going to have to serve it in a minute. He's just going through turn 9. And you can just see the penalty zone ahead there. So there's the half second gone, and Osman back up and running again. Dirk just behind him in 9th. He's still on those hard tyres, so Dirk is going to go as far as he can with the hards on. Then we've got C. Brown, not that far behind Dirk actually. He's on the mediums, and the front left is taking quite a pounding, which it would do. It's a clockwise track, and when you get a clockwise track, for those that race the game on a regular basis will know that it's always the front left that gets hit the hardest on these type of tracks. But C. Brown in the Porsche in 10th, just trying to stand to the back of Dirk. Then we've got Unforgiven in 11th in the BMW. Let's get the normal camera back on, shall we? Stealth in 12th, Slowpoke's into the pits. The front left on this Ford GT. Not looking too clever, so Slowpoke decided to come into the pits and get a tyre change. And you can see how keen and eager those mechanics are. Grasshopper in 14th. Then we've got Biggie in 15th. Biggie, I think, has already made a stop. He was on the hards, he's now out on the softs. But Biggie's going to go through. He's going to move up a space because Slowpoke's in the pits. You can see Slowpoke coming out on the mediums this time. So back up to our current overall race leader, which is Woodrow, who's been called many things in the past, Waldo and Wadron and all sorts, but we'll call him Woodrow. So he's out in front. He has got quite a healthy lead as well. On the medium tyres is Woodrow, half a tank of fuel, so he's good for a few laps yet. Quite a gap back to Brian Moncani in second, but Brian having a fantastic race after his early spill. Now as far as the GR1s and the GR3s sort of passing each other, well, the GR3s, sorry, the GR1s passing the GR3s, it's not ever going to be the other way round, is it? The GR3s will and can stay on the racing line. It is up to the faster guys in the Group 1 cars to actually find a way past. So the Group 3 guys don't have to move out the way. They can stay on the racing line. Yeah, it could get a bit interesting now. The lapping has started. You could just see Brian Moncani going by Dirk. Neil Farmack in 3rd, he's managed to get past C. Brown. Then we've got Fitzy in 4th. Fitzy having made a stop, remember he started on pole position. But Fitzy has made a stop and he's now on the medium tyres. So remember the mandatory tyres are the 3 compounds, soft, mediums and hards. Once you've done those, once you've done a minimum of 2 laps on each compound, you can then use whatever you like. So Fitzy obviously trying to get the mandatory tyres out of the way. Looks like he's having a bit of a fight with that car at the minute as he tries to go by some of the Group 3 cars. Looking splendid in the chrome livery. The idea being that when the sun shines it blinds everybody else so they can't see where they're going, which is no good at night time. As you can see, it is starting to get dark, the headlights are on. Phaser still in 5th, so having a good race. It's Phaser. Then we've got Matt in 6th. Matt having made a stop, so he's got some hard tyres on, just over half a tank of fuel, so he's doing his mandatory tyres now. Smoky Tom down in 7th. Smokey's already made a stop as well, but it looks like he's kept the same tyres. I think Smokey started on the hards. He usually does. Smokey usually likes to start with the harder compound and work his way down to the softs. And you can see he's trying to get past Grasshopper, and like I've just been saying, Grasshopper doesn't have to move out of the way. It's up to Smokey to find a path. Well, it looked like they were side by side then, but we know they weren't. Osman in 8th in the Super. You can see the blue flag waving, but Osman doesn't have to adhere to that. I've mentioned that a few times now. Ooh, as he goes a bit wide there, but I think he'll be okay. Well, actually no, he may get a penalty for that. Yes, he has. He has got a penalty for that. That's Campsa. I think it's called Campsa, turn 9. As he goes through turns 10, 11, and then into 12. Great band. Yes, it was a great race last night, mate. Oh, and he's off to work. Oh, sorry to hear that, mate. Have a good day. There's Osman with his penalties, going to have to carry that round for another lap as Matt goes through. So as we just drop down the order, we've got Biggie in 13th, Slowpoke in 14th, Stealth in 15th. I'm not sure what happened to Stealth. Has he yeah, Stealth has made a stop. He's on the hard tyres now, and he filled up with fuel, so that's why Stealth is down at the back. But up to our overall leader, who's currently Woodrow, doing a fantastic job. To be fair, he's on the medium tyres. They're about the front left, the rear left, about 50-55%, something like that, of wear. So Woodrow out in front now. Let's have a look. Where's Brian Moncani? He is a long way back there. He's got to be a good 20 plus seconds between the two of them. And Brian is coming under pressure from Neil Farmack. So Neil Farmack has managed to get right up to the back of Brian Moncani. So let's go on board with Neil as we're chasing Brian Moncani down as we're going around Repsol, which is turn 4. No, it's not. I've lost myself completely. They're going around turn 14 now and on to the finish, start finish straight, as Neil Farmack just flies by Brian Moncani down towards turn 1. So through Elf and then into turn 2, this left-hander, Brian Moncani starting to just slip away a little bit as Neil Farmack starts to pull away in that second position. Let's just have a look at the tyres. Yeah, Brian on the hard tyres, so he wasn't really going to fight Neil Farmack, was he? Neil on the better tyres, so Brian's just going to carry on with his own race. He's obviously got a strategy in mind and he's sticking to it. We can see Fitzy now has got onto the back of Brian as well. Let's just have a look what's going on. Neil Farmack up at the front. Oh, he's just trying to get past one of the back markers, which is Stealth. Brian goes through, then Fitzy's got to try and find a way past Stealth as well, and he does so successfully. Down towards Lakea, turn 10, hard on the brakes for this left-hander. Over the little bump, which is turn 11, into 12. So Fitzy now back up into 4th, having made a stop. Through turn 13, into 14 and back onto the start finish straight. This straight incidentally is just over 1,000 meters long. It's 1,047. Hello Miller Rice, how are you this morning? As I was saying, this straight is 1,047 meters long, so the guys can really get their foots down and get some speed up before they hit turn 1. Let's just have a look where we are with the GR3 cars. It's Dirk back in front, currently sitting in 8th. He's going to have to pit now for fuel. You can see the fuel light flashing. Tyres don't look too bad, but they are the hard tyres, so I'm sure Dirk will change them when he comes in. And he's in. Oh, he's had a bit of a nightmare, and he's doing the Austin Powers backwards and forwards in his golf cart. Oh, Dirk, come on, get that car to forwards, backwards, forwards, backwards. No, you didn't pass your test. You took too many turns. So C Brown currently in 10th as he goes around turn 13 into 14, which is New Holland. He's not coming in, so Brown will take over from Dirk. Sorry, I think I said that Dirk was in the lead of the GR3s. He's not. I think Osman is. Yeah, Osman. Yeah, you're right, Miller Rice. It was a bit of a nightmare for Dirk. I'm sure he won't want to see that again. So it is Osman in 8th, who is currently leading the Group 3. I'm going to call them Group 3s. They are GR3s. I'll call them Group 3s. He's leading the Group 3 pack. We've got C Brown now in 9th. Dirk still. Well, he's just coming out of the pits now. He's changed on to a new set of boots. He's got mediums on and a full tank of fuel, so he's good to go for a few laps. We've got Slowpoke moved up into 11th now on the medium tyres, half a tank of fuel. We've got Stealth in 12th with Grasshopper in 13th, and then Biggie sitting in the pits or just on his way out now, and then Unforgiven. Now I've been told over the radio that Unforgiven made a pit stop, but he had to actually get out of the car. He needed the toilet, which is not that professional, is it? Hey, you're supposed to go, well, just do it while you're sitting in the car, I think, Alex. But that's the reason that Unforgiven is all the way back down in 15th. He's when he made his pit stop, he actually had to get out of the car and go and powder his nose. So very unfortunate for Unforgiven. Finds himself down in 15th. So back up to our overall race leader and Wadru. The tyres now on the left hand side of that car looking very worn. He must be feeling it, the loss of grip in some of these tighter corners. So we'll just stick with Wadru for a minute. He's just gone through turn 8 up towards turn 9, the Kamsa. He's trying to get past Biggie, and then it is down towards Lakaya, turn 10. I just want to see if Woodrow's going to come in and pit this lap. Woodrow very good usually at managing the fuel and tyres, so it'll be interesting. He may just get one more out of this. Let's have a look as he goes around turn 13. And yeah, he has. He's decided he's going to stay out for at least one more lap. Talking of laps, our current fastest lap is held by Fitzy at the minute, a 1:28.8. So an absolute flyer for Fitzy. That was obviously done early on. But Fitzy now up into 3rd. He's going to have to pit pretty soon as well over the next sort of 3 or 4 laps. The medium tyres are not looking that fantastic. We've got Osman now come into the pit. So Osman is currently leading the Group 3. So let's just have a look. Oh no, I think I was going to say C Brown going to take over the lead, but I think he's going to have to come in. Fuel lights flashing. The front left tyre is about gone. Now is he going to dive into the pits? Yes he is, so C Brown in as well. So that could leave Dirk a bit of space to move into then. as Dirk goes around turns 12. Now turn 12, if I can pronounce it right, it's Blanc Sabadell. And somebody's going to tell me everything I've pronounced so far is wrong, so if I am pronouncing it wrong, please tell me. So Dirk goes through, Osman back out, so Osman's managed to get back out ahead of Dirk. So Osman is our current Group 3 leader, with Dirk just sitting behind him in 9th. Let's just have a look at the distance. Well, there is quite a gap actually. Slowpoke has moved up into 10th. Then we've got Grasshopper in 11th. C Brown just coming out of the pits. Stealth is in the pits now. Biggie has moved up into 13th because Stealth, as I say, is sitting in the pits. He's going to get rid of those hard tyres. Unforgiven in 15th. Neil Farmack has come in, so our second guy sitting in second has come in. So Woodrow, I'm sure, is going to come in at the end of this lap, so let's give him a little bit more space. So Fitzy in 3rd. Let's just have a look. Where is Woodrow? Woodrow is coming up towards Campser, turn 9. Neil Farmack is in. Brian Moncani is in the pits. Fitzy in 2nd place is the only one staying out. Although the front left is looking a bit worn for Fitzy. So back up to Woodrow as he goes around turn 12. Up to 13. And let's have a look. Does he turn right? Yes, he does. So our current race leader is in the pits. Where is Fitzy? He is quite a way back. And now I think, looking at that, Woodrow may get the job done and get out again before Fitzy gets there. But it's going to be very, very close, as Fitzy's heading down towards turn 10 now. Still no fuel going into Woodrow's car. I'm just keeping an eye on the top left as Fitzy goes around Lakea, turn 10. Over the slight bump and turn, which is 11, into 12. Still no fuel. The fuel just starting to go into Woodrow's car as Fitzy goes around turn 12 into 13. How much fuel is Woodrow going to put in? Fitzy goes around turn 14 onto the start finish straight and down. Now Woodrow is on his way out of the pits. This is going to be really tight. Can Woodrow get out ahead of Fitzy? Where is Fitzy? There he is, just in the distance. We can see him. So that gap is now really reduced. That was tight. We did call it. We did think that Woodrow could get in and out before Fitzy got there, but Fitzy has definitely closed the gap up now. Although, looking at those tyres, Fitzy's going to have to come in as well. We can see phasers now into the pits. Remember, all the guys have to use the softs, mediums and hard tyres for a minimum of 2 laps. Once you've done that, you can then use any tyre you like. So there'll be a lot of strategy going on, especially for the Group 1 guys. The Group 3 guys, a bit difficult for them. They don't know exactly how many laps they're going to be doing. It is a 38 lap race, but only for the Group 1 guys. So the guys in the Group 3 cars don't really know how many laps they're going to get. We're saying around about 32, 33. So Neil Farmack, let's have a run down the order. Neil Farmack in 3rd. Matt is in 4th. He's got Brian Moncani for company in 5th. Then we've got Smokey Tom in 6th. Phaser is 7th. Then the leader of the Group 3 cars, Osman, in 8th. He's got Dirk just sitting behind him in 9th. Grasshopper has moved up to 10th. Slowpoke is in 11th. Trying to put a bit of pressure on Grasshopper. Then we've got C Brown in 12th. Biggie in 13th. Stealth in 14th. And Unforgiven in 15th. And if you remember, I say Unforgiven is where he is now because he had to actually get out of the car to go and alter his makeup, I think it was. I think his lipstick had smudged while he was sitting in the car with the helmet on, so he's quick touch up, but he's back out, he's on track, and he is racing, which is what we want. Let's have a look, see where he is in comparison to Stealth. Well, I would say there's probably between 8 and 10 seconds between the two of them, maybe a little bit more. The unfortunate thing is, when we're seeing it as a replay, we don't get to see the time difference between the two. What we can see there from that great camera shot was that Fitzy is now right on the back end of Woodrow. So let's go on board with Fitzy as we try and chase Woodrow down. We've gone through turn 13, we're now on to turn 14, which is New Holland, onto this extremely long 1,047 metres of straight, so it is foot to the floor, 169, 70, 173, 4, 5, 6, 7, and still going nearly 180 miles an hour down that straight. And Fitzy does seem to be getting closer, although he is going to have to pit at the end of this lap. If you look at that front left tyre, I'm surprised he's not struggling to get this car turned, so he is doing an absolutely amazing job of keeping it on track and to catch up to the back of Woodrow as well. Woodrow is on the racing hard tyres, but they are a new set, so he's good to go. He did fill the tank up as well, so Woodrow is good for a lot of laps. Fitzy's going to have to come in. So where is Neil Farmack? That is the question. Let's just have a look. Fitzy, Neil Farmack. Well, there is quite a distance between them, isn't there? However, I think Neil Farmack could steal that second podium spot away from Fitzy when Fitzy pits. We'll keep an eye on that one as Neil Farmack tries to get through the traffic. Brian Moncani in fourth. He's not that far behind Neil Farmack, so Brian Moncani may move up into third spot. Now Fitzy's in, so Fitzy has come into the pits. Neil Farmack will definitely take that second spot away from him. Neil Farmack is just going around turn 13 now. Europa car? See, most of it names after car names. Oh, Neil has decided to come into the pits. Well, that's a surprise actually. So Brian Moncani will go through and he will take that second podium spot then. I'm surprised Neil came in, but he has. So Fitzy is just on his way out. He's not put any fuel in, so Fitzy's just going to do his mandatory 2 laps on the hard tyres just to get them out of the way. And then I'm sure he'll be back onto either the softs or the mediums. So Brian Moncani up into second. Woodrow looking comfortable out in front. Neil Farmack still sitting in the pits. Oh, he's just on his way out now. Let's just have a look. Let's see what tyres Neil Farmack has put on. He's put the mediums on. So Neil Farmack now on the chase. Matt in 5th. Fazer is in 6th. And then we've got Smoky Tom in 7th. And then down to the Group 3 guys. Osman looking very comfortable out in front of the GR3 pack. Osman having a fantastic race so far. He's on the softs. Let's have a look. We're just over halfway in this race. About 18 laps to go. It was scheduled for an hour race. It was either an hour or 38 minutes. That's why I say we're just over halfway. But the GR1 cars have got 18 laps left, so yeah, just over halfway. Dirk in 9th. Currently second in the Group 3 race after his little incident in the pit lane, which I'm sure he won't want to keep looking at. And he's got his hazards on as well, so I'm not sure what that's all about. I don't know if anybody's actually told him, but your car does go slower with the hazards on. So I'm not sure what's happening with Dirk, but it's obviously a tactic of his. Biggie in 10th. He's not under any pressure at all. He can just concentrate on his own race now. in the BMW. Then we've got C Brown in 11th. Let's just have a look. He's not that far behind Biggie, so he'll be looking to get a catch up, maybe nick that 10th spot away from him, although he is on the hard tyres. Stealth now in 12th. Grasshopper 13th. Not really got into this race as much as I thought he would. Grasshopper, I really expected him to move up through the pack, but he's not progressed as much as I thought he would in the Corvette. Currently sitting in 13th is Grasshopper. Slowpoke in 14th. He's now out on the hard tyres. So Fitzy has finally come. Fitzy's not finally come in. He's come into the pits again. This is where he gets rid of his hard tyres. He's in 3rd at the minute. Neil Farmack on the medium, so Neil should take that 3rd podium spot away from Fitzy. As he goes wide there through turn 13 and then into New Holland, back onto the start-finish straight. So the fuel starts to go into Fitzy's car, but Neil Farmack is already going to go past, and he does. There's the pit exit. So Neil Farmack moves up into 3rd. Matt has gone through as well. Fitzy just coming out now. So Fitzy out into 5th. Just having a look at Matt's tyres. Matt's on a set of mediums and they don't look too bad. So Fitzy's got some work to do. He's out on the mediums now. Obviously feels a lot more comfortable on the mediums. Get a bit more life out of them as well. So Fitzy in 5th. Phaser on 6th. The medium tyres seem to be the tyre of favour. The softs I think just wear out way too quickly. And the hards, well, they're just hards, aren't they? They're always a nightmare. So the mediums seem to be the tyre of choice. Smoky Tom also on the mediums, currently sitting in 7th. Dirk now in 8th. Well, now what's happened to Osman? Has he pitted? I think he's pitted. I think Osman must have pitted because he's got the hard tyres on. So Dirk has moved up into 8th. Still got the hazards going. Somebody tell him. So Dirk in 8th, Osman 9th. Now will Osman pit again very shortly? And if he does, where's Biggie? Let's just have a look. So Biggie, now then, Biggie, I would guess it's about 15-ish seconds behind. So that's going to be interesting if Osman does pit, whether Biggie can get through. Osman, he will have to take on fuel as well. So we'll keep an eye on that one. So Biggie in 10th, C Brown in 11th. Grasshopper 12, Slowpoke 13. Unforgiven. Let's just have a look what's happened there. Oh, Slowpoke has gone off, got himself in a right mess. Kiss for barrier. And he is back on track. Phaser goes through. Unforgiven goes through. So Slowpoke down to 14th. Stealth is, well, he's coming into the pits. The guys are waiting for him. But Stealth got lost. No, here he is. So Stealth into the pits then. Slowpoke up into 14th. Fastest lap of Fitz's, the 1:28.8 still stands. Brian Mulcahy currently in 2nd, he's gone into the pits as well. So let's just have a look at where Neil Farmack is. So Neil Farmack is definitely going to take that 2nd position back from Brian. As Neil Farmack goes through Europe car and then through into New Holland. Foot to the floor now. And all the way through, there we go. Neil slots into 2nd position. Brian Mulcahy, he's coming out of the pit, so is he going to rejoin in 3rd, or is Matt going to come by? No, he's not. So Brian Mulcahy rejoins in third. Didn't fill up completely. He's obviously calculated he's got enough to get him to the end of the race. So Matt in fourth, Fitzy in fifth. So Fitzy got some work to do if he wants to get on the podium. Fraser in sixth, Smokey Tom seventh. Smokey started this race really well. Had a bit of an incident, didn't really seem to recover from that. But pushing hard now is Smokey Tom. Derg in eighth, or first. This is first of the GR3 cars. We're on lap 23 of 38 for the Group 1 guys. Biggie in ninth, so Biggie has moved up into second place. C. Brown in third, or 10th. Then we've got Osman. Now Osman has pitted again, which is why he's back down there in 11th. He's got a fresh set of medium tyres on and a full tank of fuel, so Osman, I think he's going to make it to the end of the race. So no more stops for him. Oh, Smokey Tom's gone off. Let's just see if we can find out what happened to Smokey Tom, if I can find him. There he is. Let's just have a look. He's going around Grasshopper, around Renault, under the bridge towards Repsol, which is turn 4. We saw Brian go off there earlier. He manages to get around there okay, down towards turn 5, which is Seat. I know, is that where he lost it? He did. He just got himself on the grass, which carried him through onto the gravel and back on track. So that was unlucky for Smokey Tom. So we're going to go back up to our current overall race leader, which is Wadru, with Neil Farmack. Let's have a look. Wow, there is an enormous gap between Wadru. If you look at the map at the top right, you can see Wadru just gone across the start-finish line. And if we go to the second, the little red triangle is Wadru, just approaching turn 1. And then if we go to Neil Farmack, well, it looks like Wadru could be actually lapping the guy in second place very shortly. Wadru on the hard tyres, half a tank of fuel, 10 laps to go. Will he have to stop again? Well, he can afford to, can't he? So Neil Farmack in second, Brian Mulcahy is in third. Has he got enough for the 10 laps? Well, 9-10 laps, yes, I think he has. Matt is in fourth, Fitzy is in fifth. Now Fitzy got some work to do if he wants to get on the podium. Let's just have a look. He's not that far behind. You can just see the headlights there of Fitzy as we watch Matt go around turn 11 and 12 up to 13 and then around onto 14. So Matt has got to try and get by stealth now. He's on the straight, so it's not going to be a problem. You can see he's got Derg in front of him as well. Again, not a problem for the Group 1 cars. Down towards turn 1. Hard on the brakes, down through the gears. You can see the flames licking out the exhaust. Brake discs are glowing red hot. But Fitzy, it looks like Fitzy's catching. Derg, current race leader of the Group 3. Oh, the fuel light is on for Derg. Now then, where's Biggie? There was quite a gap between the two again. So Derg, I think he's Derg is going to have to come in at the end of this lap. He's not going to get another lap out of that AMG. So he's definitely going to have to pit, may even change the tyres. Well, he probably will. You can see the front left is very, very worn. So a new set of tyres and some fuel for Derg at the end of this lap. Let's just hope he can get in the pits a little bit cleaner than he did first time. We'll just follow him through turn 10, through 11, then on to Blanc Sabadell. which is turn 12. Up through Europe car, and then is he going to turn right into the pits? I hope he does. Yes, he is. And has he got through cleanly this time? Yes. Well done, Dirk. So Dirk in. So Biggie currently in second in the Group 3 cars, although Biggie's light is flashing for the fuel as well, so I think Biggie's going to have to come in. So who's next? It's going to be Brown. C. Brown. I don't know if he's going to get by Dirk to take the lead of this Group 3 race. We're just going to stick with C. Brown for now. As we're going through turns 10 and 11, you can see the fuel going into Dirk's car on the left. There's C. Brown. I don't think he's going to get by. I think Dirk's going to make it out of the pits before C. Brown gets down and past him. C. Brown then coming through turn 14. Dirk fully fueled up, new set of boots on, and he is out on the soft tyre, I believe. Biggie not even reached the mechanics yet. So Dirk out of the pits and away. So Dirk resumes as leader of this the Group 3 race. C. Brown slots into second. Then we've got Osman. Osman just coming down towards turn 1. Now through Elf into turn 2. He has got Neil Farmat behind him, but mentioned it many times. It's up to Neil Farmat to find a route past. He does so successfully, so Osman can just carry on doing his thing. Biggie is out now in 11th. Slowpoke in 12th. Grasshopper in 13th in the pits. Then we've got Stealth in 14th. Stealth on the medium tyres. He's got enough fuel to make it to the end, I'm sure. We've got 12 laps left. Yes, there's 12 laps. I'm trying to work it out then. We've got 12 laps left for the Group 1 cars. Unforgiven in 15th. So Wadru out in front by a lot. So Wadru can definitely afford to pit again if he wishes. Did I say 12 laps? I don't know what I'm talking about. 1 lap 31 for Wadru anyway. Oh, I know why I said 12 laps. I was looking at a Group 3 car. We've got 8 laps including this one for Wadru on the hard tyres, about a quarter of a tank of fuel. As I say, he can afford to pit if he wants to. In fact, we'll just stick with Wadru for now. I'm just interested to see if he does decide to come in at the end of this lap. Maybe go on to the mediums, a splash of fuel just to see him to the end. Let's just have a look if he's going to turn right. No, he's decided he's going to carry on as he goes by Slowpoke in 12th position. So Neil Farmak in second is quite a way back, but he'll be happy with second, I'm sure. Then we've got Brian Moncani now. Brian Moncani is, oh, what have I done there? Brian Moncani is a lot closer to Neil Farmak than Neil Farmak would like. So Brian Moncani currently in third. Let's just have a look at the fuel situation. Oh, and Neil Farmak is definitely going to have to pit, and at the end of this lap, I am sure. Brian Moncani has got just under half a tank. He's good for the rest, so Brian Moncani is definitely going to take that second position away from Neil Farmak. So Neil surely is going to come into the pits. And yes, so Neil Farmak is in. Brian Moncani will move through into second. Where is Matt? Matt will definitely go up into third as Matt approaches turn 14. Although he has got Fitzy all over the back of him. Now Fitzy, if he can get in the slipstream, let's go on board with Fitzy. Oh, he's not going to get close enough to Matt, is he, to make the move before they get down towards Elf. Fitzy trying to open up this first turn as much as he can, carry as much speed through. Got nobody behind him, so no pressure at all on Fitzy. He can just concentrate on trying to get that position away from Matt. So Fitzy, plenty of fuel, about 45% wear on the front left tyre. Let's jump on board with Matt now and have a look at that. He's about the same actually. He's okay for fuel and okay for tyres, and that's the view he's got. If he looks behind, I'm not sure there is a rear view mirror in these cars, but we can certainly look behind. As Fitzy keeps chasing Matt down, Matt just needs to concentrate, keeping it on the track. He's fighting for that third podium spot. Fitzy getting closer and closer. That is going to be a fantastic battle towards the end. Can Fitzy get in the slipstream this time? He needs a good exit from turn 14. Power on nice and early. Now is he close enough? I don't think he is quite close enough this time around. Oh, flash of the lights there from Matt. We're not sure what that's about. If he's flashing at Dirk to move out of the way, then that's not going to happen. Dirk doesn't have to move out of the way. And now Fitzy right on the back of Matt. They've managed to get by Dirk successfully, both of them, but Fitzy right up the arse of Matt now. And Matt is certainly feeling the pressure as Fitzy dives to the inside. Oh, now then, there was a little bit of a touch there. There was a little bit of a touch, shall we? Let's just go back and have another look, shall we? Now, I'm not sure if it was one turning into the other or a 6 or 1.5 per dozen of the other. It's not for me to call it, but let's have a look and see what happens. Well, yeah, I'm not going to call it. I think it was a bit of one and a bit of another there. But Fitzy has moved up into third. So Fitzy gets himself up into a podium position. Matt in fourth, Neil Formack fifth, having had to make that extra stop. Phaser in the pits in sixth. Smoky Tom also in the pits. Then we've got Dirk in eighth. As I've said a few times though, he is actually leading the Group 3 challenge. So Dirk in 8th or 1st. Let's have a look. Well, he's got quite a gap back towards Osman. Osman doing everything he can to catch up, but that is a big ask for Osman, unless Dirk needs to stop again, which I don't think he will. He's got plenty of fuel. Osman in, I thought he'd gone off track then, but no, he's not. Osman down in 9th. Then we've got Biggie in 10th. You can see the brake disc glowing red hot as he tries to slow that car down through these twisty section of the track. See Brown in 11th. Grasshopper in 12th. Stealth is 13th. 14th for Unforgiven, and Slowpoke down in 15th, having made an extra stop. Not a great track for that car, but we shall see how we get on next week. Incidentally, we will be at Monza, I believe, next week, and we will have the chicane there. But Monza, a very, very quick track, one of the fastest in Europe, if not the fastest in Europe. So yeah, looking forward to that one. The GT40 might actually come into its own on that track. So if you can join me for that next week. Now remember, I've said it at the beginning, if you do enjoy this content, then please hit that like button, and if you haven't already subscribed, then please do so. It really does help, and thank you to everyone that already has. As we see Woodrow, our race leader, by a long way, now. He's on lap 35 of 38. Brian Moncani in second, Fitzy third. Matt is in fourth. He's dropping off the pace of Fitzy a little bit, although the front left tyre is looking very worn. Now Matt may have to make another stop actually. Neil Farmack in fifth, so if Matt has to stop, Neil Farmack could move up into fourth. I don't think any of the front three are going to have to stop. Woodrow out in front, his tyres are okay. It may be the fuel, but I don't know. I think Woodrow's pretty good at managing fuel, so I think he's going to be okay. Brian Moncani the same. He should be okay. Fitzy, ooh, the front left is looking a bit worn, but I'm sure Fitzy is going to try and make it last. The question mark is over Matt, whether he's going to have to make another stop or not. It depends if he starts to feel the grip going, if he struggles to get that car turned. He's staying out for now. Neil Farmack in fifth, Fazer is sixth, carrying a penalty. He's got Smoky Tom all over the back of him though. So let's go on board with Smoky Tom, shall we? As we try and get past Fazer, we're just going around turn 3, which is Renault, under the bridge, into turn 4, Repsol. All Smoky Tom has to do is sit there behind Fazer. Fazer's going to have to serve that penalty after turn 9. So if Smoky Tom can stay with him, then he will definitely take that 6th position away from Fazer. Nothing behind, so no pressure on Smoky Tom. He's just got to sit there, don't do anything silly. You can see the bar start to fill up above Fazer's car, so as he serves that penalty, there we go, Smoky Tom should just brush by. Oh, and he's not just brushed by. Now there was a little touch there on Fazer, but Fazer's managed to stay in 6th position. I thought Smoky Tom, if he'd have got closer, he could have just breezed by. Obviously the GR1 cars, the pickup is a lot quicker than you would get in a normal car. And this is it, foot down. Smoky Tom in the slipstream of Fazer. Is Fazer going to defend this? It doesn't look like he is. Smoky Tom pulls to the right, he gets himself on the inside, and then through turn 1, then turn 2. Well, we've completely lost Fazer. No, there he is. So Smoky Tom goes through. A great move from him. Very late on the brakes, but he gets himself up into 6th. Fazer has to drop down into 7th. Derg still running in 8th, still got the hazards going. Maybe it doesn't slow you down then, maybe it makes you quicker. But Derg looking very, very comfortable, all on his own. He's having a bit of a lonely race actually, in 8th position. Osman in 9th. Another one having a bit of a lonely race. The only time you see another car is when you're being lapped by one of the Group 1 cars, which is what's going to happen to Oz any second now, as we just see, I think it's Brian Moncani trying to go by. Brian's currently sitting in 2nd. Biggie down in 10th. Then we've got Grasshopper in 11th. As I said earlier, not really got into this race as much as I thought he would. Maybe this is not the track for the Corvette either. I think you need something a bit more nimble through the corners. It's more corner speed than straight line speed, this track. As I say, things might be slightly different when we get to Italy next week. C. Brown in the Porsche down in 12th. Unforgiven in 13th. Again, not really got into this race. Oh, we've got another off in front, have we? No, can't see what it is. So Unforgiven 13th, Unforgiven 12th, Stealth 13th. And then Slowpoke way down in 14th. We did have 15th, so let's just have a look who's missing. And I think it is Smoky Tom. So Smoky Tom's out of retirement. let me just go back, because all of that happening, I missed Wadru crossing the line. So there's our race leader and soon to be race winner, going around turn 13 for the last time. A fantastic race for Wadru, got his tactics spot on, so well done to him. He's won the first race of this multi-class, so well done to Wadru. Brian Mulcahy is going to come home in second. Fantastic race from Brian, he will be pleased with that. Now we're going to have to try and pick up the different guys as they cross the line, because now that the Group 1 cars are finished, then the Group 3 cars will be finished as well. So I apologise if I do miss anybody crossing the line. And then we can see Dirk. Right, I'm going to go back as we watch Brian. Brian's going to cross the line, we'll see him through. Ooh, only just so Brian is going to take second. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to Dirk. So Dirk is our race leader for the Group 3 cars. So as we see Dirk taking these final last few turns through 12, through 13, down towards New Holland, back onto the start finish straight, and across the line for Dirk to take the win for the Group 3 class. So well done to Dirk. Then we saw Brian cross the line, and then I'm going to have to keep flicking about, so I apologise for that. Oh, as Brian gets himself all over the place, we see that again. Let's have a look what we've got going on here. Fraser's going to come across the line in 6. It looks like Oz is going to cross the line in 8th. He is. Fitzy is going to cross the line in 3rd. Then we've got Matt coming home in 4th, or is it Neil Farmack and Matt having a battle to the finish? But Matt just gets ahead of Neil Farmack in 5th. Grasshopper is going to come home in 10th. Biggie 9th is already crossed the line. Fantastic noise that Corvette makes as we're following Grasshopper and Biggie. So Grasshopper around turn 14 and across the line to take 10th. Then we've got C Brown, not that far behind him, in 11th. Unforgiven already across the line in 12th, with Stealth and Slowpoke in 13 and 14. So that was the first race of this multi-class on a Wednesday. We are heading off to Italy for next week at Monza. I'm sure it is at Monza, so hopefully you can all join me for that. Yeah, I shall catch you then.